Welcome to U.S. Immigration TV. Well, people are very much aware and concerned about Trump's immigration policies. As you know, even naturalized U.S. citizens are afraid to travel outside the U.S., concerned they will be detained upon their return, which is not true. But how much more concerned are lawful permanent residents or green card holders or people holding temporary non-immigrant visas like tourist visas or student visas, or especially those who are out of status? Now, one of the biggest problems and frustrations with the Trump administration is that their immigration policies keep changing, becoming more and more strict, and so therefore it's making it so much harder to gauge or predict a person's future in the U.S. He keeps changing all the time. For example, the Trump administration is always discussing enforcement priorities. Remember that? Well, at first, we were assured that the Department of Homeland Security, or DHS, would focus on felons, terrorists, and others who pose a threat to the safety and security of the U.S. and its citizens. Well, okay, fair enough. I didn't live with that. But now it seems everyone who's not in strict compliance or has some minor immigration violation in the past is also considered an enforcement priority. Crimes such as shoplifting could result in a non-citizen being detained. Now, while Trump said the focus was on felons and terrorists, etc., members of his administration are now arguing that anyone in violation of immigration law or who is out of status is effectively violating immigration law and therefore could be considered an enforcement priority. Being out of status is now an enforcement priority. Therefore, even though you have no crimes, you're not a threat to society, merely being out of status could now make you a target for enforcement priority. I mean, look at the people over at Home Depot. They're just standing outside looking for jobs. I mean, yeah, they shouldn't be in the U.S. Yes, they shouldn't be working, but I don't consider them to be a threat to society, the same level as felons or terrorists. And I know there have also been situations where a person has gone for an adjustment interview, let's say based on an approved petition, whether it's through a family member or employment, and to their shock and surprise, the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement, the ICE agents, were waiting to take them into custody. Or if their adjustment was denied, they are immediately issued a notice to appear, or NTA, placing them in deportation or removal proceedings. I remember in the past, a person may get a denial. Of course, you're sad, but that seemed to be the end of it. Sometimes you could file again or submit new evidence. Now, a denial could result in deportation. Now, what may be truly disturbing is that Trump had said during his first term that he was open to a possible amnesty once the southern border was secured. He has since claimed he was recently able to totally secure the southern border in record time, and there are literally no more border crossings, as was the case during the Biden administration. Remember when you would just see thousands and thousands of people pouring across the border. Okay, border secured. So what about amnesty? Well, unfortunately, at a recent press conference, the press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, emphatically stated,
the president has made it very clear he will not support amnesty for illegal aliens in any way.
For me, that's truly disappointing because there are so many people out there who could contribute so much to the U.S. if only given a pathway to legalize their status. Now, Congress has steadfastly refused to pass meaningful immigration legislation, And of course, Trump has found the immigration issue or crackdown on illegal aliens to be so popular that it looks like he will not back down because he's polling so favorably. Now, for my part, I know from my clients and people who consult with me, the fear, the trauma, the anxiety that so many of you are feeling now. I even have naturalized U.S. citizens consulting with me about whether it's safe for them to take a trip or vacation to the Philippines or anywhere outside the U.S., afraid that they may be denaturalized. Lawful permanent residents or green card holders or people applying for immigration benefits like adjustment of status are even more traumatized. Now, we have been hoping and we've been praying, myself included, for an amnesty, but Trump has changed his position and will not consider it now. He wants to deport as many people as possible. And so, this is why I advise, if you are applying for any immigration benefit, you may want to first consult with an attorney who can evaluate whether you are eligible. The attorney can help you prepare and package your petition or application and represent you at any interview or hearing. The attorney can make sure that all the required documents and evidence are submitted. And this is because now, as you know, you don't need me to convince you, the stakes, risks, and dangers are so high, and a denial could result in a person being placed in removal or deportation proceedings. And that is why it is so important now. The days of do it yourself. Remember how it used to be? I'm going to save money. I'll file it myself if I get a denial, and then I'll go to an attorney who can fix it up. It may be beyond fixing at that point. They may put you in deportation. I hope you have found this video to be informative. Certainly it was not joyful. It may have been a little bit depressing, but it is important that you be kept informed. And that's what I want to do with this channel. Just tell you the truth, where things stand. Like I said, we had been hoping, crossing our fingers, that if Trump had the border secured, he would think about amnesty. Now, it's too popular for him. I will continue posting videos which I hope you will find informative and helpful to you. Therefore, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. I'm Michael Gurfinkel, and thank you for watching U.S. Immigration TV.